Hello, welcome everyone to the webinar room. My name is Brendan Comerford. We still have a few people tuning in, I can see, so welcome everyone as you come into the room. We'll get started in a few seconds. I think we're at capacity now, so thanks everyone for joining us. My name is Brendan Comerford and we are Kick Media, so I'm talking to you from the Kick Media headquarters in the background. So we basically are a digital marketing agency based in Fortitude Valley in Brisbane. For those joining us from overseas, welcome as well. If you're from other states across Australia, welcome. It's great to have you here. So what is tonight about? Tonight is really an insight, or I guess a virtual tour of digital marketing. And the reason we do this is a lot of people aren't really aware what digital marketing is. Well, in particular, they're not familiar with the different fields of digital marketing, and you don't have to be an expert in all areas. So what other areas are, just quickly, you've got search engine optimization, which is optimizing websites to appear in the middle section of Google, or the organic section of Google. You've got the paid section of Google. We all know that, the little ads with the ad symbols next to the ads in the top and the bottom of Google. So they're pay-per-click ads, and that's referred to as Google AdWords. Then you've got social media, you've got content marketing, you've got social media marketing, email marketing. So there's a lot of different fields within digital. So tonight, what I want to introduce you to is one field, which is called Google AdWords. And the reason I want to introduce that is it's a great foot in the door. It's a fundamental skill that is in demand right now. I mean, Google makes $100 million a day from Google advertising, so they're not going anywhere soon. And I should say, business owners rely on digital marketers in order to be able to get the best results from their ads. So I'm going to talk to you about that as a career tonight. What's involved? What does it take? What type of skill sets or personality traits really suit a digital marketer with Google AdWords, and what are the opportunities from a career perspective. But I'm also going to introduce you to freelancing, because I want to share my experience and the success I've had both working in a digital agency, but then also going out on my own and freelancing, and then subsequently building my own agency. And I want to share with you why, or I guess how I feel anyone can do this if they have a genuine interest and obviously a level of aptitude to follow through, and motivation to do the study and achieve the results. Anyone can do this. I don't have a degree in marketing, and a lot of people are quite shocked by that. So let me share with you how my story and how I got into this industry. Well, I started out as a stockbroker and funds manager many years ago. Actually, I was the age of 23. And this kind of looked like me after a few years. I was very stressed. If anyone is in the room has had a stressful job, you may kind of feel that way. It looks very stressful. It was. And look, I got to a point where I just needed a change. It was affecting my health. I needed to get out. And I literally just quit my job and had to pick a new industry. And I chose, 10 years ago, nearly 11 years ago, I chose digital marketing. And I knew that it was going places. I knew it was the next boom industry. So I jumped in early, and I'm glad that I did. So, and it's still going through that boom. In fact, I think it's going through another boom that's bigger than it ever has. There's so many new Google advertising technologies coming out. And just advertising technology in general, and it's exciting. And business owners are relying on us to help them navigate through this technology. And if you love technology, you love software, you love figuring things out, you're going to enjoy tonight. So that's what I look like. So like I said, I wanted to avoid the stress. It was affecting my health, and I didn't want to end up like this. They say this is the most stressful job in the world, and I absolutely believe it when you see what it can do to someone after just a short period of time, 8 years, or this, and hopefully we don't end up seeing this. So hopefully Trump doesn't turn into a Sith. Who knows? But again, the point is to avoid stress, and I didn't want that. I wanted to find something that was enjoyable, challenging, and I could make a difference. It wasn't just about the money, but I could actually make a difference and help business owners, and I'm very passionate about that, and I want to share that with you tonight. So how did I learn? Well, look, you don't learn this stuff at university. I have friends, and I know a lot of people coming out of university, and they're starting to teach a little bit of it, but it's so far behind. In fact, if they were to write textbooks, they would be outdated in less than a few months, because the technology is evolving that quickly. And it's exciting. We're constantly being able to learn new things and innovate new things. So you don't need a degree. Don't be fearful. If you don't have a marketing degree, don't worry. In fact, a marketing degree is in fact, the wrong qualification. There's a bit of a shock when they come out of university and realize, oops, this is not what I thought it was. So I want to share with you what the reality is on digital marketing and how you can learn it. So here are some of the opportunities you can take if you want to do some self-study. There's books around, but look, they're outdated within months of being written. So that's really not the best option. Great in terms of strategy and concept and principles of marketing, but in terms of digital, really very, very difficult to learn cutting edge techniques. Blogs, look, they're great. PPC Hero, Search Engine Watch is another one, Search Engine Land, they're fantastic. You can definitely learn from them. Quick Sprout University, that's another nice little education portal. A little bit outdated, doesn't really go into up-to-date strategies, and there's nothing really based on live case studies. It's not a real agency. So I found the best way to learn is work experience. Internal training programs within digital agencies are the best way to learn because they're up to date, and it's based on real marketing, real case studies, and real clients. So that's how I started. I literally did work experience. I worked for free, in fact, for 3 months, or actually commission only, but I offered to work for free just to learn this. And it was the only way to really get that experience. And I worked my way up. I ended up working my way up very, very quickly because I was passionate about it and I was very interested in continually learning. And I ended up working for one of the biggest global media agencies in the world. In fact, they look after some of the biggest brands in the world. So I had exposure, and I was very fortunate to be trained by the best in the business. I was trained by some of the absolute elite in Google AdWords. And it's very hard to get access to that. A lot of the small, medium-sized agencies, unfortunately, because there's no real education at university on this, most people working in those types of agencies are self-taught. So they bring a lot of bad habits, or they're taught by other people who taught themselves, and very few people in this industry have had exposure to training at the highest level. So I've been fortunate enough to be able to manage accounts from Fisher and Paykel to Australia Zoo, Suzuki, Griffith, Uni, and I've had exposure to working alongside some of the biggest multi-million-dollar accounts in Australia. So at that level is where you get the best training. So I want to kind of show you how you can get that level training without having to be lucky enough to secure a really high-paying job in a top agency. So let me run through how you can actually get this level of training. But firstly, it really comes down to a decision on which direction you want to take. I took the initial direction of going and working for a digital agency. I did that for the first 5 years of my career, and then the last 5 years I've gone into digital freelancing. And I'm glad I did. It was the next progression. I want to show you, and you don't have to start off in a digital agency. You can actually start off freelancing if that's what you prefer. So you need to decide what direction suits you, and everyone's going to be different. So let's have a look at those differences. The first is looking at a digital agency. The benefits, building experience, you get exposure to a lot of different types of accounts. You don't need to go and get your own clients if you don't like networking, you don't like sales, you don't like obviously the process of acquiring clients, then that definitely suits. Great high-paying career. It's amazing how much someone who's a specialist and expert in Google AdWords can actually get paid. Particularly in Sydney, there are people who are earning 80K to 100K up to 120K a year. Even in Brisbane, there's a few of those jobs going. Once you've built up enough skill, you can really secure some great earning income levels working in an agency. Disadvantages, well, look, it can be stressful. There are some agencies that are less stressful as well, but it depends on which agency you get an opportunity to work at. And you've got to abide by their rules and use their techniques. And look, I found that quite frustrating, especially if you want to experiment and innovate new things. You're very limited in some regards in some agencies. I worked in the larger agencies like the one I worked at. You're limited to a strategy based on spend. A lot of those bigger agencies, they earn their income based on a percentage of Google spend. So the more Google money you invest on their behalf, the more the agency earns. And I thought that's a bit of a conflict of interest. In fact, I got in trouble many times because I was able to reduce their actual advertising spend with Google and increase their inquiries. Which is, you'd think that is normal and that is the goal and great for the business owner, but it wasn't great for the agency, and I just found that frustrating. So you don't have as much opportunity to genuinely help businesses if you're restricted by things like that. So yeah, that's the pros and cons of digital agency. However, freelancing, there's pros and cons as well. So benefits, you can earn 2 to 3 times more income, and that's just common sense. If you're earning all the income and not having to generate a profit for the agency you work for, there's obviously more profit in it for you. You get to work your own hours, you work from home or any location, and that's really a choice that you can make. It depends what you prefer. I love traveling. I travel 4 to 5 up to 6 months of the year with my wife, and last year we traveled for 6 months. The year before that we traveled I think 9 or 10 months. So it really depends what freedom means to you, and it's a different definition to everyone. So and I was able to apply my own techniques, so I'm constantly trialing and innovating new technologies for my clients to continually be competitive, and so I love that freedom to be able to do what I think is best for the client. Disadvantages, well look, it is lonely. If you are working from home and you don't like working from home, you like to be amongst peers who are in similar roles, and you like bouncing off ideas, you like the support network that's available, maybe an agency is better for you. And you have to manage everything. So as a freelancer, you've got to be organized, and you're running basically a business. So you've got to learn, and we do have workshops available for that, and it's not difficult, but you do need to learn how to manage your quarterly bash. You need to learn how to manage your time, your finances, and you need to be self-motivated in order to do that. So a few things to think about if you want to become a freelancer, but I certainly believe the pros are definitely outweigh the disadvantages. It's an amazing lifestyle, and I'm glad I did it 5 years ago. So why is freelancing so lucrative? Well, there's no overheads, very few expenses. It's completely subscription-based income, which is amazing because the margins are very high, and the billing is completely automated. So there's no cash flow issues, and that's a big issue for a lot of businesses, waiting 30 to 60 days to get paid. We don't have any of those problems, and we can work in any Wi-Fi location. So if you want to work from home and spend more time with the kids, or if you want to work at a local cafe, as long as there's a Wi-Fi location, you can pretty much work anywhere. And that's what I love so much about it. And to a certain degree, it's recession-proof. I was the GM for another agency throughout the recent global GFC, or global financial crisis, and the agency I was working for went through a 30% increase. And it just seemed that the last thing to get cut in a budget was the thing that actually feeds the business, which is marketing and leads. So it's certainly a recession-proof industry, in my opinion. High referral industry, so we get probably 20 to 25% of our inquiries and new clients come from referrals. If you do a great job, people refer you, and it's phenomenal. I think more than most industries, ours is the highest referral industry, which is great. And it's turnkey lead generation. Our potential clients are everywhere. Any business that requires their audiences to search something on Google is a potential client. So you go to a networking event, I meet people at barbecues, I've gotten clients through the most unusual methods, or someone who knew someone and I met them briefly somewhere here or there. Or you can actually make it a turnkey, meaning you can send letters out, you can do Facebook ads, you can get on the phone and start doing cold calling if you enjoy doing that. My preference is networking, and I get a kick out of that. Although I do have telemarketers that now set appointments for me. But we have turnkey lead generation methods to suit any type of person, and they all work. They just need to be followed through. And your time is highly leveraged. So you'll get a lot of clients, and initially you've got to build trust, but eventually they quieten down and they trust you to the point where sometimes we call our clients and they're like, oh, what's the matter? We're flat out, you guys are keeping us busy. In fact, one client, we just got an email the other day, they've had to put on 2 new staff in the last few months, and we called them because they just weren't replying to our emails, and they apologized because they've just been so flat out. So this is the impact we can have. We just got another call today from a client who's only been with us for 2 weeks. My brother works for me full-time, and he's been managing the account, and he said, look, since you guys have taken over, I've had that many inquiries. I'm sorry I haven't been able to reply to your voicemails. He's just been flat out, and he's super happy, over the moon. So it's a really good feeling to have such a positive impact on a business. We're not just doing digital marketing, we're changing people's lives, we're helping businesses grow, we're creating job opportunities in what we do. And this is what I love about it. And when I was a funds manager, yes, I had the opportunity to help people make money, but when I can see a direct response on the impact on a business. It's really, really rewarding. So how did I transition before quitting my job? Well, look, I started networking. I went to networking events. I handed business cards out. I'm not a great networker. I do enjoy chatting to people, but I'm not a great networker. You don't have to be. I also sent letters to businesses. Now, a lot of people think, well, you're in digital marketing. Why are you sending letters out? It's a bit weird. So why do you think I did that? Anyone in the room want to kind of answer that question? Yes, no? Yes, Alex, perfect, spot on. It's because no one else is doing it. No one is sending letters anymore. So we do it and it works, and we personalize those letters to the business owner. And I make an effort to send 10 letters a day. That's it. 10 letters a day, tailored, personalized to the decision maker. I address it, handwritten envelope to the decision maker, and it works. It's a numbers game and it takes time to build up, but it works. And we have those letters actually, templates for those that anyone can use. And referral partnerships. Now, if you want to be referred to a really good bookkeeper, who do you generally ask? You know, your accountant. If you want to be referred to someone who can build websites or do digital marketing, who do you ask? An IT guy. And we have referral partnerships with lots and lots of IT companies and IT people. They're dealing with businesses all day long. The computers are breaking, the networks are full, need servicing, and they're always getting asked this question. So we get a lot of, in fact, probably I'd say the majority of our referrals come from IT companies, but you can deal with business coaches, you can deal with business brokers, bookkeepers, your accountants. But yeah, referral partnerships are very, very powerful. So I was able to build up very quickly, $327 a week working while still working full time. Now that's not a lot. That was only 3 clients. In fact, I encourage a lot of my students to really build up a 5 or 6 clients. And it's not to replace your income straight away, because you'll do that very quickly once you go full time. In fact, I'll show you what I achieved. But it's all about building confidence. And for me, all I needed was the 3 clients that I managed for a couple of weeks, and I was like, that's it, I'm hooked, I'm addicted, this is fantastic, I love it. And I quit my full-time job and started freelancing. Yeah, I built that up very, very quickly. So after quitting my job, what did I do? How did I build it up so fast? Because I have a lot of people who know what I've achieved in my life, and they want to replicate it. So I'm happy to share that. They asked me, how did I do it so quickly? Well, I started freelancing from home. Don't go and invest in a crazy big office. It's unnecessary. I only have an office now because I work with my friends, I hired my friends, and I hired my brother, okay? As you do when you go freelancing and you're growing, right? So now we have an amazing office, a pool table, it's a bit of fun. But if I didn't need that, I'd just continue working from home. And I attended more networking events. I just did more, basically. I mailed out more letters. And then I did one special thing. I forced myself to make 30 sales calls per day. Now, I hate cold calling. I hate it with a passion. I don't like rejection. I know many of you in the room don't like rejection either. But you know what? It's temporary, and you've got to force yourself to do it. And it's great character building. You build a resilience. Dealing with rejection is all about self-image. If you're confident in what you're doing and you believe in what you are selling, and you know genuinely you can make a difference, it doesn't matter. In fact, my script that I've created, and it took me 3 months to develop the script, and I still my telesales team still use the same script today, and they generate. In fact, to put it in perspective, I don't have an issue at all generating clients. In fact, we have a backlog. We have a actual waiting list on clients wanting to join us. We can pick and choose our clients, and I say that with absolute gratitude, because I know how difficult it is for a lot of businesses out there struggling to get clients, not our clients, but other businesses. So, we're in a very unique industry where if you know your lead generation systems and you do a good job, you don't have an issue getting clients. So it's liberating as a business owner not to worry about having to pay your staff when you've got more leads and more clients than you could possibly handle. A very, very good problem to have. So we have a script. I've mastered that script. It works. I do 30 phone calls a day, and I can almost guarantee it will generate 3 to 4 solid leads a day. It's unbelievable in just 30. Now, you've got to build up a pipeline and do follow-ups, but after probably about 2 to 3 weeks of calls, you'll be generating anywhere from, depending on your sales skills, 2 to 3 to 4 leads a day, and you can close easily 2 to 3 sales a week without fail. And I'll show you what we actually charge our clients in a second. Now, I also ask for client referrals. If you don't get referrals unless you ask, and we offer incentives to our clients. We give them a week's free management if they refer someone that ends up becoming a client. So again, very easy. I set up more referral partnerships. In fact, I have dozens of them now, and you can just keep setting them up. And if you just keep focusing on doing that, even if you're starting part-time, you may not need to do 30 sales calls a day. But I enjoy doing it now, or having a team doing it, because I can pick and choose the industries I want as clients. Again, we have the luxury of choosing our clients. So after 3 months later, after quitting my job, I built up a 6-figure subscription income in 3 months. And now I've gotten to the point where, well, I got to the point where I was shocked and I had to pinch myself that, is this real? How could I possibly replace a GM level position, a nice cushy job I had, in less than 3 months? And what do you think I did after 3 months? Do you think I'd just continue to build, get more clients on? Well, I could have done that, but if I'd continued building up my client base, I would have just been creating myself another job, and again, I wanted to leverage my time and I wanted to build a team eventually. So 6 months later, I hired someone to do the work for me. And it was the best thing I ever did. I did the training, and this is when I started my internal training. Again, I was fortunate and grateful to be trained by the best in Australia when it comes to AdWords. I was working alongside some absolutely amazing data technicians who taught me some phenomenal techniques that you just don't learn on YouTube or anywhere. So I was able to train people up to be able to implement and follow my exact blueprint, my exact method for managing AdWords accounts. And it's very specific, very unique, and it's a trade secret I don't like to share with everyone, but it is the key to my success. This strategy, if you apply it, will get results for clients. Not every client, but the majority of clients that you work with, if you follow it well. So I was able to train someone 6 months later to follow and implement this strategy for me. And it wasn't just AdWords, it was understanding the psychology of how people interact and make decisions, consumer psychology, buying cycles, simple concepts, but very powerful. And I taught this person who now still works for me today, 5 years later, still works for me in the room back there in the computer with the 3 screens. You can probably see the 3 screens there. So he loves coming to work, and we still work together today, and we're great friends. And he manages, he earns amazing income. We work together, and I trained him on everything from Google AdWords, basic statistical kind of analysis, but it's not really stats, it's more understanding consumer behavior. It's really exciting. It's like a big chess game to me. But I taught him about website psychology. I taught him about email marketing, creating powerful offers, drip feeding emails with special offers, and testing and split testing. And he loves it. He's addicted. He's now expanded his skills, and he now does SEO as well. But you don't have to. There's a full career just in managing Google AdWords accounts and understanding that conversion psychology. So why didn't I basically do it all myself? Well, look, 5 years later, I now have an office and 3-time digital managers looking after all clients. So to me, time is a commodity. So I wanted to leverage myself. Now, you don't have to do that. If you're not as entrepreneurial as I am and was, and you just want to get a great high-paying job working in an agency, I'm just showing you the alternative, which is freelancing. But I do teach people how to get high-paying jobs. In fact, I know some really clever tricks on how to get a foot in the door. And I can tell you now, Seek is not the answer. Stop applying for jobs on Seek, and I can show you almost a foolproof method to get a foot in the door and really get a high-paying Google AdWords job. But there's a lot of education. There's a few steps and hurdles to go through first. Now, so like I said, I could have continued working from home, doing all the work, but why? Time is my commodity. And now I don't manage any client. I don't have one client that I manage. I oversee and support my managers, but they are now at the level where they're so experienced, I don't have to do it. So how can you do this? And that's probably the burning question. I know a lot of you in the room thinking, well, can I do this? So can you transition or get a start working for a digital agency or freelancing? How do you do it? So firstly, start learning part-time. Don't go and quit your job and take massive risks. Even I didn't. I started building up a few clients before I quit my job. I wanted that confidence that I could do it. Attend a 2-day workshop. It doesn't have to be our workshop. There's a lot of different courses around. There's YouTube videos. Don't recommend it though, because it's very difficult to know who to trust. Unfortunately, they're not teaching it at university. I guess the difference between our workshop and other workshops is we're a live agency. We have actual clients. We have live clients, and all our education is based on real case scenarios, real budgets, and not just one, but lots of them, so you can see what works and what doesn't in different industries. And that's the key to, or the difference between theory and practical knowledge and experience. You only build experience when you see how our strategies are applied on different business models and industries, and you need to build that up. So our workshop, it includes that, and we have a video library. So you attend our weekly webinar coaching, and we have a video library that has hundreds of different case studies of videos where we've set up accounts on different industries, and you can get a real feel for how it works. We also encourage you then to pass the Google AdWords exams. There are accreditations in this industry, and they're globally recognized Google accreditations in managing an AdWords account, and it's fantastic. It's not easy to pass, but it probably takes you need to do probably about a month or two of training before you can possibly pass them. But it's certainly nothing like having to study architecture for 5 years to be able to design a bridge or something, or dentistry or medical. This is a career you can have in I find it remarkable, in 3 to 4 months, you can have a new career and be an expert at it and be considered in the top 5% of income earners in Australia. It's unbelievable. This is that's why I chose going into stockbroking, but I didn't want the stress. And then I thought, well, what's another industry that's going to be high paying, give me some freedom, low to moderate stress if you work in an agency, very little stress if you're a freelancer, and I can earn amazing incomes. So it's unbelievable. Consider starting in sales. Again, I started off in sales. I started off commission only. I was working for free. In fact, I wasn't very good at it, but I had to start with. But I built up some skills. But you can consider starting in sales. Ask agencies for non-paid work experience. Now, you can't say internships anymore. You have to say non-paid work experience, but you have to have your own public liability insurance. So it's a bit tricky as well. So it is difficult. The government brought in some new regulations last year that make it very difficult to secure an internship. Very few people are offering internships anymore. So if you were wanting to do freelancing, so this is all if you wanted to actually work in another agency. If, however, you wanted to freelance and you have the entrepreneurial bug, like I did, you can just start networking at business events, set up some B2B referrals with IT companies, with business brokers, business coaches, accountants, and take on clients part-time and build it up. There's literally no risk. And it feels criminal to me not to share how awesome this opportunity is, because I know what it's done for me, and I know what it's done for my brother works for me, but I know what it's doing for my friends and family that I'm now teaching this to. So can anyone do this? And this is the big question. I can't really answer that. All I can do is give you some criteria so you can self-assess whether this is something that suits you as a personality, from an aptitude level, and just from a general interest perspective. If you're not interested in this stuff, you're not going to succeed. Yeah. Now, the first question is, are you great with people? And basically, do you enjoy a good chat? And I think that's important. You need to build relationships. You also need to build trust, though. You can build a relationship, but building trust is really important, because we're investing people's money. Are you a strategic thinker? So, do you like World of Warcraft and all those types of games? I don't. I wouldn't have a clue how to play it, but it's very strategic. Now, I love chess, so I love strategy games, and my brother actually comes from a background. He doesn't have a marketing degree. He understands customer service, but I knew that he'd be great at this because he was into strategy games. So I knew that he'd be fantastic at this, and he is. He's doing really well. Are you savvy with technology? So do you figure things out easily? Now, and I don't mean knowing how to build a website. I wouldn't have a clue where to start, actually. That's why I outsource some of these tasks overseas, and I'll show you how to do that. But yeah, you just need to be able to figure out software very well, and just be savvy. Know web technology, know how to figure out most programs, know how to navigate, know how to use Excel. You do need to be quite medium or moderate levels of Excel. I think that's important. But if you've got all that, yeah, it's not an issue. And you need to be a hunter and a farmer if you want to do freelancing, because you need to be able to go out and find opportunities, but you also need to be able to nurture those opportunities. You need to have the farmer mentality where you nurture relationships, and you need to be an innovator and an executor. So you need to be, the problems that we face aren't, the solutions aren't linear. Sometimes they're lateral, and you need to figure out a way to get to that. Because, give you an example, we went to the Google Partner event early this year, and they're always introducing new features and new technologies. And one of these technologies with Gmail ads that was a big change in how we can target people was so innovative and so exciting, but they didn't give us they didn't give us a manual on how to implement it. So we're having to figure this stuff out. So you need to innovate, but you also need to execute. You know, you're managing a portfolio, 20, 30 clients. You need to be able to get stuff done. Your head can't be in the clouds, so you need to be able to just get stuff done. So you need a bit of both. In general, I find that those with an above average aptitude for technology and analysis mixed with sales experience is the perfect ingredients for a great AdWords manager. So again, I'll let you guys decide. This session tonight, like I said, is all about giving you an insight so you can make a decision. Is this something I want to take further? Is this something that I could get excited about and build a career or freelancing opportunity with? So what is AdWords? So we know that it's pay-per-click advertising, but really what is it? It's, think of it like a Google AdWords, like kind of playing a game of chess. And, when you're playing chess, you look at the board and you need to analyze what's happening. You need to see what are the possibilities, and then you need to develop a strategy. However, you need to be able to execute a strategy. Not everyone can do that. But things don't always work, so you need to be able to optimize, and things don't work out. You need to kind of course correct and say, okay, well, he took my pawn, he then took my bishop, and he's now going after my king. How can I defend myself? Or, again, AdWords is very similar mindset. We are dealing with competitors, we're dealing with data, we're dealing with a live bidding auction, we're dealing with split testing, optimization, we're dealing with consumer psychology and finding out what works, tracking things and doing little experiments here and there. It's complete strategy, and I love it. I'm addicted. It's the best game in the world, I feel. But you also need to have a winning mentality. I find the best AdWords managers are those who don't give up. Yes, you want to help your client and you genuinely care about helping your client succeed, but you need to have that spirit of competition where you don't like to lose. And those who succeed push. They do more split testing, they do more optimization, more bid management, and they find ways to succeed. Okay, so you need that winning mentality. So how quickly can you learn AdWords and start managing client accounts? Well, pretty quick. If you're learning part-time and you're still working full-time, look, probably 3 to 4 months, because I know it's tough. You've got to come home from work and you've got to do some study. So allow 3 to 4 months, but if you're really motivated, it's up to you. However, learning full-time is the quickest method. So, 1 to 2 months. My brother's been working for me for nearly 8 months now, and he's got his own portfolio of clients. They're growing nicely. His clients love him. He's doing a great job. And he was managing clients after the first month. He did probably, I think, a few weeks of study part-time while he was getting ready to start work with us. And then 1 to 2 months, he was, in the first month, he had clients already. So 1 to 2 months full-time. It's in the whole scheme of things, that's really quick to adopt an entirely new career with such a lucrative income opportunity that we have available. So yeah, it's phenomenal. So right now, let me give you an insight into what is a Google AdWords account. Some of you may not have ever seen one, and this is kind of the tablet version of it that you can see on the screen here. Let me show you the PC version of it, and I'll show you in a second. Let's have a look. So this is a Google AdWords platform. This is my chessboard. This is my domain. This is where I operate. Now, it may look confusing and daunting, but don't worry. Driving for the first time is daunting. We teach you how it works. In fact, I teach this. I've been teaching this for so many years now. I can teach anyone, almost anyone, I should say, how to navigate and execute and build an account in less than 2 days. I just did a weekend workshop. We actually filmed it and recorded it. It's available to watch if you want to learn. And you can, again, it's all about questions and answers and keywords and ads and demographics and understanding charts and a few little metrics and how they integrate. It's not like set and forget advertising like print ads or yellow pages. This is optimization. It's a live bidding auction. Instead of products, it's advertising space. And we're managing these accounts. And it's a big game of strategy. So I won't go into the details of it, but this is what it is. This is your new career if you want it to be. And it is a strategy. It looks like it's data and statistics, and there is a little bit of that, but it's more concept, understanding concepts. And once you get past learning the rules of chess and you learn how to play the chess and instinctively know the rules, it becomes really, really exciting and fun. And you get to make a big difference for the clients that we look after. So coming back to, so that's an AdWords account, okay? Now we actually have, let me scroll back a bit, we actually have decided to create what's called a membership, or a DCI, Digital Careers Institute. So it's the education arm of what we do. And we decided, look, we've gotten to the point where we're not a huge agency. We've got 12 people full time, and we've got some of those are in Australia, some of those are overseas. And look, we're a small to medium-sized agency, and I've been the GM of other agencies where we've had 30, 40 staff that I'm looking after, and I don't really want to do that again, to be honest. I've decided, I don't want to build my own agency to the point where I've just created myself a job of being a general manager. I don't want to do that. Instead, we really wanted to keep the freedom side of, or the lifestyle side of our business model alive. So instead of hiring more staff, although we are looking for one more staff member in February, maybe March next year, we're still deciding. It is a full-time job. There is a great base salary. There is a really good profit share model involved. But what we want to build alongside that is a freelancing community. Now, there's already a few people that I've taught that are freelancing, and sometimes they tell me that they feel a little bit alone. They work from home, or if they hit a snag and there's a problem they can't get past, there's not really a support network, and they've got no one to bounce ideas off and kind of be excited about their wins and celebrate their successes that they're having with their clients. It's a lonely business. My mum still doesn't even know what I do for a living, and some of my family are like, I know it's something to do with Google, but they don't quite understand it. It's a very closed door industry. So we want to build a community of people that support each other, are part of, I guess, a sharing of knowledge, a sharing of technology, techniques, and just general, have something in common. So we've broken it down into workshops, coaching, and conferences. So workshops are usually a 1 to 2 day workshop where I believe in immersion. When it comes to learning, I 100% believe that you can't just, tip your toes in the water and eventually just build up knowledge. You've got to jump in, literally immerse yourself in the education. Full-on 2 day workshop that we do. It is intense. It is 2 days of full-on information coming at you, but it's taught in very conceptual learn, do activities. By the end of the 2 days, you have it all up here, but then the next step is to retain it all, okay, and then fill in the gaps on the detail. So we believe in the workshop process, and then coaching, which is our video library, and another level of coaching that's coming next year as well. But the video library allows you to go in, there's videos uploaded on a regular basis, and it's basically a reference library. If you forget one little thing, you can go to that section and, oh, there's a 2-minute video on it. So it's a coaching library to support you while you're freelancing, or even if you're in a job. We have people that have done our workshop and who are now in high-paying jobs, and I'll talk to you about one of those in a second. One of those people that have done our workshop a few years ago. And if you're in an agency and you don't know something, you don't really want to ask your peers next to you how to do something. You may feel silly, and it's the quickest way not to get promoted if you tell people you don't know how to do something. So it's great to have an external resource, even if you are working in an agency, to be able to bounce ideas off and learn new things and really get promoted, okay? And then conferences. Again, we love what we do. It is a lifestyle business. I travel a lot. My team travels a lot. And we want to kind of celebrate our wins. So we're going to do some conferences every year. A conference, we're planning one for Airlie Beach next year. It's going to be great. We're going to build this community by then, invite everyone to come along. It'll be 2 days of full-on education, cutting-edge stuff that we're covering, but also activities, fun, and really just an opportunity to celebrate our new freedom that we've been able to build. So we'd love you to join us. Now, it's really broken into a few areas. AdWords is really the first step. We have a 2-day AdWords workshop with a video library attached. We do have other workshops coming for learning how to build your own freelancing business, how to manage your clients more effectively, how to expand it if you want to then obviously find other people to manage your clients for you. However, the first step is AdWords. You just need to learn it, and then you can decide from there, do I want to freelance or do I want to get a job in an agency? If you want to get a job in an agency, that's all you need is step one. So let's have a look at that. This is the AdWords Success Roadmap. So it's a 2-day workshop. Get access to our video library on AdWords. You receive AdWords management coaching, learn about consultation strategies, how to set up and structure accounts, advanced optimization techniques, learn about keyword and consumer psychology, learn about remarketing. If you don't know what remarketing is, Google it. It's fantastic. It's where you get followed around the internet after you've been to someone's website. Sounds a little bit stalkish, but it works extremely well. And learn about budget and bid management, and email marketing as well is included in the library of education. So it's the 2-day workshop plus the video library on AdWords, but also email marketing is included in that, by the way, and website psychology, conversion psychology, website, a whole heap of things. I couldn't fit it all on the slide here. There's so much in there. In fact, let me show you actually. Let's jump in and I'll show you the library. So this is it. You can go to www.digitalcareersinstitute.com.au and click on these ones. Are still being developed. We're building a one for business owners, one for SEO as well next year. But click on the one on the left, go to view course, and here you can see all the topics that are covered, digital strategy, all the way, and all of these are videos. If you click into these, each one of these are videos and lots of topics and subtopics. This one has a whole heap of videos in here. There's a few free ones, so if you want to log in and get a free trial, these are the free modules you can actually get access to. Okay, so we're building this out. There's a lot in there. There's 40 odd, 50 odd hours of video already, and all the important stuff, but we're continually adding to it. And a lot of this is based on live, real accounts. There's a lot of theory and a lot of concepts and learning, but you notice how it's broken up into strategy, so digital strategy, AdWords theory, AdWords build, and then AdWords optimization. So it's broken into those key areas, and it's all learn, do, learn, do. So it's something that we're very proud of. It's the only course we know of that's based on real live education, live accounts. So it's hands-on. It's a virtual experience. It's the closest step to hitting the ground running in an agency. So we don't think there's anything like it at all in Australia, as far as we know. And I know because I've done some of the competitive digital courses, and they're terrible. They're all theory. There's nothing practical about it, and you don't learn how to apply it on lots of different types of scenarios. And that's the difference between theory and experience, in my opinion. So that's the workshop. Now, just to put in perspective what we can. Actually, I'll go back to the slide and just quickly show you. We do also have, so you learn about website psychology. We also have other workshops. I won't go through this now just to save time, but you learn how to register businesses, how to set up, manage your billing, payment gateways, billing systems. Some people don't know how to do that. And this is only if you want to be a freelancer. How to manage your clients, prospecting, email marketing, sales pipelines, project management tools, online data storage, how to manage client expectations, consulting, and then also how much money we can earn. So this is really the kind of the business expanding. If you want to freelance, you need to know how to plan some goals with achieving certain levels of income. So to give you, to illustrate this to you, the average client pays us $129 a week. Well, actually, we'll pay you. The average pays us about $169. 5 part-time clients is $645 per week, excluding GST. 20 full-time clients is $2,500 a week. So you're managing that platform I showed you before. 20 clients, you're managing 20 accounts, and you're getting paid over 120K a year. I couldn't believe it. I did it in 3 months. You can do it. It's not easy. It's hard work, but it's certainly achievable. Even if it took you 6 months and you've unlocked that type of freedom, it's phenomenal. So we also teach you how to recruit, train, and hire AdWords managers. So 6 months later, I hired someone to manage it for me. Now, I took a bit of a pay cut, but again, I then invested my time into building and expanding. Might give you, put it in perspective, my AdWords team, each manager has 30 to 40 clients each. So you can kind of do the math on if 20 is that much money, 30 to 40, you can afford to hire people to leverage your time, which is what I did. Now, the people that work for me now, my team, are now actually becoming, they now build up enough experience, they want to become DCI marketing coaches and mentors. And this is something you can do in the future if you want to. And they're excited because they've now got the experience under their belt. They've got their own portfolio of clients. They want to share their experience, and they're here. I can't do it all on my own. I do the training workshop on my own. I've built the video library mostly on my own. They're adding to it as well. But I'm here, they're here. We're your marketing coach, whether you're in a job, and you want to get promoted and you need that external support. They don't need to know about us. Or you are freelancing from home and you want to be part of a community. You can have a coach and a mentor. We do regular webinars you can log into. And you can create a passive income. So my team want to sell DCI memberships. If in the future you want to do that, go for it. It's up to you. Let's have a look at what I actually charge. And a lot of people have asked me this in the last few sessions I've done, in the last few webinars I've done. They wanted to know, what do we charge? And this is our sales page. This is our conversion page. It's not a website. It's linked to our website. Just go to .com.au/services and literally just scroll through, have a read. This is what the page I take people to when I want to obviously sign them up to become a client. I walk them through the story of what we do. I show them the packages. So they range from $49 a week, $89 a week, $109 a week. These are our basic packages for just optimization reporting only. For those that want consulting, insights, and a lot more attention, a lot more support, it starts at $169 a week. And this is the average package that I sell them on, $169 a week. And I've got some on $289 a week. So you don't need a lot of clients to be earning some good income here. Okay. Now the great thing about this is we charge setup fees. So as you are building up your recurring income that's completely automated and billing's automated, you're also earning setup fee income because you need to charge setup fees to cover your time in sales and getting clients, but also cover your time in actually setting it up. So we charge anywhere from $600 up to $1,000 up to $1,400, $1,600 for a setup. So if you're bringing on 1 to 2 or 3 clients a week, which is what I was doing, and you can do the same, you can earn a great income while you're building your recurring. Now, eventually you'll slow down the amount of new clients you bring on board, but it'll transition. The recurring income will outweigh the setup fee income that you'll generate. So check it out. We also have the same for SEO. Don't feel that you have to learn SEO straight away. Make that a 12-month, 24-month goal. You can earn a great career just in AdWords. We do it, and SEO is fantastic, but Google AdWords is really in demand. All business owners really need this if their audiences are searching on Google. So that's what we charge, and that's our business model. Here's George Mortimer. He actually did our workshop 3 years ago. He's actually recording a video for me at the moment, doing a testimonial, and he did the immersion workshop 3 years ago. He has since worked at 3 top digital agencies in Brisbane. It wasn't called DCI Institute back then. It was just our internal training programs that we did. We wanted him to work for us, but he eventually got poached by really big companies. And good on him. I'm glad he did. He's now working for one of the top agencies in Australia, a big agency, really good agency actually. So yeah, good on him. He's doing really well. And we have Chris. Chris works for us. He did our immersion workshop 4 years ago, a 2-day workshop. He's a full-time freelancer. He works with Kick Media as well. He manages a lot of our clients, and he has extended his skill into SEO as well. So what I want to share with you now is actually this from their perspective, because I think it's really good hearing it. I don't manage clients anymore, so I want to kind of hand it over to Chris and Joseph and watch what they do, listen to their story. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Okay, listen in now.
So I did the DCI course, it was 4 years ago now. I think I was one of the first to go through the program, and it was, I basically learned everything in 2 days that you kind of need to know to get started with AdWords. Everything from kind of restructuring accounts to peel and stick if you need to, all about remarketing and some of the other features with inside AdWords.
So the 2-day workshop for the Digital Careers Institute was a bit of a eye-opener and game changer for me. So it was, I remember at the start of the course, when we started to look at all the different elements of AdWords, it was kind of, overwhelming thinking of, how we're going to fit this much into 2 days. But it was actually fantastic how Brendan managed to simplify a lot of the different features and look at it, one by one, into terms that, were really easy to digest for anyone who had any form of marketing experience or even business experience. So that was incredibly helpful.
Yeah, so it was probably 3 weeks after doing the course I took on my first client, and have basically been taking on clients ever since, and yeah, really developing that skill set further and helping a lot of businesses to really grow and take advantage of traffic from AdWords. One example was a small carpet cleaning company that was just 2 brothers that had a business together, and I've been able to help them kind of grow that to the point now where they've got carpet cleaners in every major city and are one of the biggest carpet cleaners in Australia. So it's really rewarding to be able to kind of see that growth in my clients, and really kind of help small businesses. So the great thing, I guess, about AdWords is when you're talking to clients, whether it be on the phone or over email, there's no real need for them, for you to be in the same state or anything like that. So something that's really cool is you can travel the world basically, and several times I've been in other countries answering a couple of client emails here and there, and just being able to kind of get a really good balance between work and lifestyle.
Yeah, there was actually a number of job offers that came about after adding those skills to my portfolio. But probably most exciting was I was able to continue a career with Kick Media after that. Actually got an offer, so that was fantastic. Since then, had a great time learning about things like SEO, website development, anything from consumer psychology to just all kinds of things. Just dealing with big data as well has been really interesting. Look, I find it incredibly rewarding, the fact that we can actually achieve significant change for a lot of these businesses, and just through the AdWords platform alone, it's amazing how much money some businesses are wasting, and the kind of turnaround that you can actually achieve within their account that then follows on to have a huge effect on their business. I mean, we've had clients who have then had to take on extra staff within the space of a couple of months, and who have then just grown their business rapidly, and it's incredibly rewarding to actually watch that unfold.
Because I love the freedom of kind of doing my own thing.
Okay, so that was Chris and Joseph, and yeah, they've certainly love what they do, and they're helping business owners, and they're making a difference, and they love it. So they all did the 2-day weekend workshop. You basically learn Google AdWords fundamentals, how to set up and structure accounts, which is our trade secret actually. It's not, I learnt this at the highest levels from someone who taught me this strategy, who manages some of the biggest accounts in Australia. You will not see this technique anywhere. It's our trade secret, and it works really well. How to audit AdWords accounts, how to optimize performance, access to the AdWords video library, and how to build a successful agency career as well, hopefully with Kick Media. We do have positions coming. So 2-day weekend workshop, we've just done one recently. The next one is coming up very soon, and you can have access to that. You can come along to the next workshop. Just go onto our website and look out for the next dates that are coming. We've actually recorded a previous one, so these are available in our video library. You can actually log in and watch one of our previous workshops. It's all recorded, so you can get started now. You don't need to wait for the next workshop coming up. I don't know the dates of the next one. I will find out for you, but you don't have to wait for that to come. Even if it's in a month or 2 months time, it doesn't matter. Get started now, and then when the next workshop is available, so even if you're not in Brisbane, I may be doing some in Sydney maybe, but even if you're not in Brisbane, just wait, learn, do the self-study, and then when you can, come to the next workshop when you can make it. And that's probably a better way to do it actually, because then you've got a lot of the knowledge and you can get the most out of the live workshop, which we will record every single time as well and upload it to the library. Now the 2-day workshop plus access to the DCI video library is $2,800 once off, including GST. We are having a special where if you do sign up within the next 30 days, we will give you the price for $2,300. So this is the DCI Vision. Build a global community of digital marketers who support each other, share knowledge and skills. And really that's our vision statement. That's what we want to do. We want to build a massive community of freelancers who've achieved freedom, have changed their life, and are making a difference, are helping business owners. What we do is fantastic because it's not just about making money. I mean, yes, we earn great income and we have freedom and lifestyle, but we're genuinely making a difference in the lives of business owners and the people that work for those businesses. Okay, so if you want to be part of that and you want to do something that matters, if you want to do something that helps businesses, and you want to enjoy doing it at the same time, give us a call. Come along to our come along to our next live workshop. At our live workshop, we don't want people to just jump in and hope that this is what they want to do. We want you to get a feel of this, and you need to make a decision though. You don't get anywhere unless you make decisions in life and take action. So what we want you to do is to have no risk of taking action, because otherwise you just end up procrastinating and never get anywhere. So take action today, do it. Otherwise you're just not going to eventually get around to it. But let me take that risk away for you. What I want to offer is the ability to come along to our 2-day live workshop, and on the second day, if you're coming to the workshop first, on the second day at lunchtime, if you feel that, look, I just don't think this is something I'm really going to follow through as a career, I don't want to take anyone's money. It's all about giving you education and deciding if this is something that you want to do to change your life and work with businesses. And if you don't want to do that, I'll give you your money back. It's not the course is useless unless you're going to follow through with it. And I don't want that knowledge to be wasted, but at the same time, I don't want you to waste your money if you're not going to use that knowledge. Okay, so I'm happy to offer that. And the same thing, if you want to do the online library, if you want to join today, and get access to the library, and I can see how far through the course you've actually watched. And if you get through to 10% of the course, and you feel that, look, this is not really what I want to do, give us a call and we'll give you your money back. There's no risk. And you can also get a free trial to a number of modules now. Just go to digitalcareersinstitute.com to get a free trial. But then, even then, after you sign up, if you've done 10% of the entire course and you're still not sure, look, just give us a call. We'll give you your money back. There's nothing lost. Again, we want you to make a decision that this is the right thing to change your life. And if it is, then the best way to do it is to really get in and start doing it and decide. Okay, so that's it for me. Next step, which road will you take? It really is a decision. I took the road of not wanting to work 40 hours a week for 50 years or 40 years for someone else, stressful and just over broke, which is what job stands for. Then you make a decision. I chose the right path, freelancing and freedom, and even working in a digital agency if you want to do that as well. It's a fantastic career, very high paying career. Thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate that. I'll leave you with this final slide, and if you wanted to sign up, contact us today, and we will guide you in the right direction for getting set up and started literally today. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.